Let's see what he can do.
Now, the man who turned his back on the Roosters reneged on his agreement to join them next season. We'll see what happens here today. We are underway. Brilliant blue skies, warm conditions. And the Titans at home with Jamin Jolliffe bringing it out here on play number 1. Just outside their own 10. Verrills, the former Rooster, in their dummy half. And here's a Titan shift. After they scored in the opening 60 seconds last week, that long run by Keanu Kinney get them underway against the Dragons. We'll see how they fare here. These opening exchanges, there was Fafita as it comes back through the middle. Fodawaker turning from a 1-game suspension this afternoon. Both Fermor. He's back here. Been able to bruise kidney. Fermor back on deck though this afternoon. One more play here for the Gold Coast, and it's Verrills. And the kick from Kieran Foran from inside the 40. It'll go down the middle of the field. Tedesco gets a friendly bounce, brings it back here, steps, jinx. And fine Tedesco style, picks up plenty of metres there on the kick return.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, isn't he? Just a great start there for the Roosters. The kick reception straight down the throat there of James Tedesco. Could turn on a dime. He sets them off straight away. I'm over the halfway line already, aren't they? That's a great start there from the Roosters.
So Docker Clay playing just his 3rd game in the NRL this season. Very impressed was Trent Robinson with what he did in the off-season ahead of this campaign, knowing he would spend some time in the top grade at important stages. And it is very important here today as Manu plays it, comes back to Walker, who puts the kick in. It'll come down in the field of play. And then Kinney tried to get away from Tedesco, wasn't able to do so. We'll go downstairs to Eloise Sawyer.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and hello to everyone at home. Picture perfect down here on the sideline. Not a cloud in the sky, 28 degrees, so a fast, dry track. Expect extra hydration for both teams today. Now, the last time the Titans were at Seabus Stadium, they conceded 44 points. So up against a Roosters team who are the best attacking side, they'll be hoping to avoid that in what is their last home game here on the Gold Coast in front of a packed-out crowd. It's this building here.
Yes, thank you, Eloise. The Titans have lost their last 2, but won 5 of their last 8. So they've tailed off somewhat after a real burst of form through the middle part of the season. Foran's kick here again. Deep one over the head of Tedesco, who reeled it in on the full, coming across the field. Had a chance to link up there with some support. Jaden Campbell jamming in. Hit him and put him on the seat of his pants. There is Dominic Young.
Geez, that's some sort of tackle in it. Look at that. Campbell up under the ball. What that does is motivate your side for the next couple of tackles. They're getting off their line now, the Titans.
Tupou here, back within 10 of the halfway line. Docker Clay jumped out from marker. Nobody there at marker, and he's away. He links up here, was trying to with Crichton. It goes instead to Tedesco. They're inside the 20. Full set here after it was touched by the Gold Coast. Walker, another set restart, pops it out the back to Panua, trying to give it off to Tedesco. Cleaned up there by Angus Crichton. This will be Roosters points. It came off a Gold Coast Titan, cleaned up by Crichton. All he had to do was plant it down.
Well, haven't they got some energy too, the Roosters? Docker Clay it was that made that long-range break up the middle. Out of dummy half, the first time that he's run from that position. But he gets the spoils. Straight away, Angus Crichton has scored the try. Here he is. Just Harvey Norman replay. They got caught flat-footed. He's got explosive speed out of dummy half. Gets the offload back on the inside. Have a look at the troops all around the ball there. They're hungry for points here. I thought Walker might have spread the ball out the right-hand side. He took the tackle, flops it out the back, rugby union style. They scoop the football up. Tupanua, straight on the charge, tries to get the short ball, knocked down by Randall. And you see him straight there on the spot to get the try, Angus Crichton. He knows to play on there, knocked on by the Titans. And Angus Crichton gets the opening try.
Kieran Foran was making the case that the ball there from Tupanua was knocked on, not a pass. The referee had none of that. Angus Crichton looked up. Here it is again. It goes to ground. The referee was happy that it was backwards out of the hand and play on there for Angus Crichton. And the bunker will confirm here 4 points to 0. The Roosters on top early.
Tell you what was good there, the way that they supported the break from Docker Clay straight through the middle. Any number of Roosters players, they knew, they all got on board. And Angus Crichton gets the spoils. Look at him, he's massive. Look at him. Monster.
Absolutely, and having a big season as far as tries are concerned. 9 now for the season, his most in a single season in his time in the NRL. And so that was firm and fast and could become a track meet. The Titans can't go with the Roosters because they are big and athletic. It's 6 points to 0 here, 5 gone at Seabus Super Stadium. Good crowd in attendance as well. The surf must be flat.
It was hot enough anyway. They might have had a look, you reckon?
A dip before and a dip afterwards, I'd reckon, with the order of the day here on the Gold Coast. Angus Crichton gets things underway. I think of red, white and blue in the crowd as well at the warm to the far side there, enjoying the warm sunshine, that southern end of the stadium. As restart comes here from Jaden Campbell. It's going to be too big. Carries the dead ball line by some metres. And they're right back under the pump again here with the Roosters about to go deep onto the attack.
Yeah, it's not only a kick out on the full, it's a kick down from the penalty straight away, as you mentioned, was. I reckon they like to be a little bit further out to attack this Roosters side. I reckon they like it 10 metres close to the line. I don't think they like a little bit of space. There it is. That really flew into the crowd, that one.
Well, the warm air, maybe the ball's flying a little bit further here this afternoon. Jaden Campbell would it might have been. The live ladder with this lead at the moment. The Roosters move into second place ahead of the Penrith Panthers. Both would be on 36 points. With that superior for and against, the Roosters go in front. Here's Crichton poking his nose through there, stopped by Foran and also for Feeder. Keary now comes away to Walker, out the back, Manu stepping off the right foot. He left Kelly in his way, cleaned up on the inside though. Now a short ball out to the wing. Dominic Young plants it down. That's all it took. A sneaky pass from dummy half to the big Englishman. And in the blink of an eye, it's 10 points to 0.
Yeah, it's unbelievable vision there from the Roosters. But you can put it down to the kick out and the full from the restart. Beautiful services. His foot on the line there.
Oh, there's a couple of things to look at. I think the foot might negate everything, though. Looked like that right foot there was on the chalk and then put down. Looking at as well, but the foot on the line will rule this null and void.
Geez, he didn't have much room to work in there, too. Dominic Young gets on the outside of his man.
Dom Young's right boot contacts the touchline. This is a no try. We have a decision.
He's a real try scorer, both Dominic Young and Lofiana Khan Pereira. What a battle between those two. And while he's probably got him matched for speed, and that's saying something because Dom Young, despite his size, is so quick. But Khan Pereira, he might be the pick of the litter as far as the NRL speedsters are concerned. He's going to be under pressure today, though, from Young.
Yeah, certainly. But the other one, too, is Brian Kelly playing in the centres up against Joseph Manu. We've seen him get on the outside of him a couple of times already. He's a good defender, Kelly. He's going to have to be good here this afternoon.
Penalty for the Gold Coast as David Feeder taps it. Works it forward here. For the man to meet him. Lindsay Collins at the back. And the pack as well. From the 40. Wanawaka turns it back on the inside. Jolliffe met there. A bump from Angus Crichton. Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, of course. His return from suspension. Been out for 4 games in total. Verrills works it back through 4. And here is Campbell off the left foot. Well picked up, though, by JWH. Quick play the ball. Foran comes out. Fermor now working it towards Sam Walker. The ball out the back to Kelly. He tries to link up there via a kick with Kinney pushing through, but he couldn't get it through the line. And Lindsay Collins has it for the Roosters.
Gee, you've got to say about the defence too of the Roosters, just warming to the task there. They put the pressure on the Titans. Just tried that little bit of an offload through the middle third, but the Roosters were up for the challenge. Can't keep turning the ball over to them. They'll make you pay.
Maria Hargreaves works it up here with intent on the halfway line. Docker Clay played back his 2 games, came in round 6 and round 7. A long time for this chance at the back end of the season. He's there again as Crichton plays it to him. Keary was on his own side of halfway to kick. It's down to Kinney. Puts the foot down. Ooh, collision there between Collins and Swaliti has forced a mistake from the live wire fullback.
You know, that's even a better tackle there. Swaliti involved, but Collins getting himself down there. He's got such ability to get downfield. For a big front rower, he's always first down on the kick. Great defence there from those two. Ooh, he might have just got clipped a little bit high there. We might have a look at that.
That's exactly what happened. He wore one across the chin, the extended arm from Joseph Swaliti. And it looks as though that's going to escape the attention of the bunker.
How come we can see it?
Or maybe not.
A little bit of a late call. We've seen a few of them this weekend.
Okay.
Late calls.
So,
Here we go.
yeah. Who was it? Sicily? Joseph! Joseph!
Will he get to the bin here if he's hitting flush? It'll be all about the force, I would say. The lazy arm over the top.
Penalty only, and I'm happy to say that's a good call at this stage, given the way he was as wrong-footed and reaching out. It wasn't anything like the tackle we saw last night with Cam Murray, nor that Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs against the Warriors. The 2 talking points so far this weekend. Jolliffe plays it here. Verrills is out the back to Fodawaker, goes into Roosters territory. We've had not quite 10 minutes of action. And 6-0. Boy, played the ball there, almost in motion. That was like a rugby union ruck. Verrills hit very heavily. Gets back to his feet though for Feeder. Oh, hit there in the back by Jared Wairea-Hargreaves. A bit of feeling in that one, a bit of advice as well. As he got back to his feet to play it is Foran. Campbell now. Fermor looking to his left. Ball back on the inside. Terrific pass to Brimson. Linking up with Khan Pereira. What play by the Gold Coast. Tremendous hands on that left-hand side. And Brimson on the same side of the field as Brian Kelly.
Yeah, he's got that unbelievable explosive speed, hasn't he, Brimson? The first real touch that he's got on the outside, showed tremendous speed, but it was all over once Khan Pereira gets the ball. That was a dominant, apart from that, defensive set there from the Roosters. They were hammering it. Offload there, straight through, stays alive, perfectly timed pass. And that's good play there. We'll give him plenty of confidence, the Titans. They're getting battered a little bit through the middle. Brimson, just with that explosive speed, great pass. Khan Pereira scores.
Try number 21 on the season for Lofiana Khan Pereira. Sets an all-time record for the Gold Coast Titans in a single season, and he's on his way to reeling in the Ken Irvine medal for the top try scorer in the NRL. He leads that race at the moment, and having missed just the 1 game earlier in the season, a bit of a wake-up call, I guess, from Des Hasler. He really has responded. There are the all-time top try scorers as far as single seasons for the Titans are concerned. He has the top 2 with more games to come. Beyond this, we've got the Knights next week, the Panthers in round 27, so plenty of time to add to his tally. Jaden Campbell misses to the left-hand side. Stays a try apiece, and 6-4 the advantage here to the Roosters, Eloise.
Yeah, Des Hasler will certainly be happy with the Gold Coast Titans responding with that to put 4 on the board from Khan Pereira. Whilst finals might be out of the question for Titans, it's a full crowd here, last home ground, and Des Hasler said that they can't use inconsistency as an excuse, and they take it as a personal challenge to come up against a side like the Roosters today.
Now, Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, I think, is going to be placed on report for a tackle in the build-up to that set on Sam Verrills. Here he is, oh boy, and returning.
So we're talking about Sam Verrills back here. It's been deemed correct, moderate force. So it's on report. It's in the bin, Joe.
And in the sin bin. Sin bin in his 300th game for the Roosters and subsequently suspended. Here he is again today. A similar style of tackle, it has to be said, to what led to that suspension, and now on report and sin binned here on the Gold Coast.
He just plays at 100 miles an hour. Coming back, he would have been that excited. Just needed to bend a little bit more there. Looks in good nick too, Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, but from Verrills, he got straight up, but that was contact on the jaw. I think he'll be in a little bit of trouble there, Jared.
Well, he only has to sneeze given his priors, and it's a long suspension, so that could have ramifications into the final series, depending on what the match review committee say about it.
It was hard to go against the decision there. I mean, they called it back. The bunkers obviously had a look at it, but yeah, I feel for him, but he's just not allowed to do it.
Major storyline already coming out of this game, no matter what the result is, with the Roosters now. The ball coming free here, with Crichton ending up with it in his hands.
And there's a strip.
It's going to be a call of 2-on-1, a strip against the Roosters, and the Titans now against 12. Huge chance to take the lead. It's an important period here coming up for Trent Robinson. Who knows how important that situation was with Jared Warrior-Hargreaves being sin binned. You saw the contact. The match review committee, depending on what they say, they have the fate of the rest of the season for Jared Warrior-Hargreaves in their hands.
100%. He just come back from a 4-week suspension too. A bit hard to play differently the way Jared plays at 100 miles an hour. Just got to probably bend his back a little bit more. Titans on the attack straight away.
Chris Randall it is, who will play it just outside the 10. Verrills waits midway through the set. Here is Foran showing it, reaching out, or he's denied just, and the ball came free.
And Victor Radley with the tackle over the top. It looked like he was just going to stretch out. Straight away in the counter now, the Roosters.
What about the confidence of Sam Walker? Just survived a raid with only 12 on the field. He goes over the top to fire it out to Daniel Tupou. The ball has come free here from Joseph Suaalii. He's pleading a case saying that was ripped out. James Tedesco wants nothing to do with having a captain's challenge.
Yeah, he's saying it might have been punched out or ripped out. James Tedesco not even eyeballing. Suaalii is looking at him going, mate, come on, get with me. There's a hand on the ball. No, that's just a... Well, I think he's lost that.
10 seconds.
So a good call from what we saw just there by James Tedesco to ignore the pleas of Joseph Suaalii. And the Roosters right back under pressure once again. Titans 7 of 8 completions. The Roosters 6 of 8. They only have 12. Here is Campbell. You know what he can do against 13. He's inside the 20 as Verrills waits. Foran here at first receiver. Turns it back on the inside for Fodawaker. He carries Docker Clay and also Crichton with him a long way. Back to the left as Foran finds Campbell. Shows it, ducks under the tackle there of Victor Radley. Well, that was ineffective in the extreme. What an easy miss. Campbell, hardly a dummy. It was almost just a cursory look to his outside. Radley was beaten point blank, and Campbell gives the Titans the lead.
Well, have a look at the reaction of Jaden Campbell. Once he spins out of the tackle, he can't believe that he's beaten that tackle so comfortably. Just have a look where Radley's looking. Comes in, the show and go, just throws out an arm. Look at that. You can't believe he's in the clear. Always on the alert on the outside man when you're a man down. Radley should have made that one-on-one. They're going to have a look at some obstruction by the look of it. But that's a one-on-one miss.
Let's have a look on the inside here. As
just looking at the lead run of Jamin Jolliffe.
Both Fermor.
He stops in the line and also runs at the outside shoulder.
Jamin Jolliffe Stopped in the line there. Satili Tupanua hit the deck.
By running through this gap. Do you have a decision?
He played a good part in it, Tupanua.
Yes, he did.
But anyway, that's the rules. It won't be a try. Stopping in the line, you're better off just stepping and going straight through the line and keep going. It would have been a try. 1-on-1 miss. But it denied Tupanua the chance of making the tackle to come in with the assist.
So what a let-off there for the Roosters. The simplest try you've ever seen. And Tupanua, while yes, he did sell it for all it was worth, there was contact there. That's all you need to know. 15 gone. It remains a 2-point lead for the Roosters. Jared Wairua-Hargreaves in the sin bin for another 7 minutes of game time. Here's Tedesco pushing through that hole in behind the play the ball. It's them on the front foot here. Docker Clay comes out to Keary. Now Walker. Here's Suaalii tipping it on. Oh, the pass was a good one. And Daniel Tupou puts it down pretty simply. And he puts his hand up and says, that's all my mistake.
Yeah, beautiful tip on. Suaalii, he's got wonderful skills. Just passes the bats the ball on straight away. I think it might have surprised Tupou there. Might have come to him a little bit quickly, but geez, that's a good play. Right in the breadbasket too. The timing was right. Should have swallowed that one. And he acknowledges it.
Dangerous left edge, almost producing something there. Suaalii and Tupou. On the other side of the field, you've got Manu and Young. They've got some strike power.
They're first in the leagues on both sides of the field, so they can score anywhere.
They are first in attack. 30.6 points per game, the Roosters. For the moment, though, they're defending with 12. Randall finds Foran. Here's a chance. Kenny running to Suaalii. Good stop there. It'll be a set restart for Suaalii. Hasn't gone too long. The last thing the Roosters needed while they're down to 12 and using up plenty of gas in these extremely warm conditions. Verrills fires it wide to Randall. Taken there by Docker Clay. Now a whistle for a full penalty, and it's for high contact.
Yeah, Victor Radley may be dirty on that one-on-one miss. It didn't result in a try, but oh, there it is. Oof, geez. Just a lazy arm up. Wasn't really a swinging arm. It hits him around the face.
Report, Vic. Wait, Sam. Wait.
Victor Radley on report. No sin binning there. And the Titans on the attack. 30 metres out.
Well, Coach Robinson will be thinking again, oh no, not the same two again. Jared and Victor, report.
Kenny back on the inside here for AJ Brimson. What a luxury to be able to use him now in the centres, and given Kenny's form so far this season, it might be a longer term move for Brimson heading into 2025. Randall stopped there at the 10. Verrills comes out to Foran. Brimson wanted a kick. Kenny goes to Fafita. And now Jojo Fafita. Maybe stopped here 5 metres out from the Roosters line. 2 plays left in this set. There's a problem for Suaalii back behind the play. Fonawaker for Campbell. He searches out towards Kelly. Wrapped up there by Walker. And here's the last. There's a real problem here for Joseph Suaalii. Kelly under pressure here. That'll be the changeover. But the Roosters, 1 man short. They were playing with only 11 there in the defensive line, with Suaalii out of action and in a lot of discomfort.
Well, I was just watching the trainer. He just signalled to the sideline straight away for the doctor. So Suaalii is down. His shoulder or something here. Got his head in the wrong place. What a bit of double whammy there on Fafita. Shoulder and caught in the front of the head there.
A very awkward looking tackle there with his head in the wrong position. Fancy it might have been the shoulder. Just got wrenched here trying to make this wrapping tackle. Really hard to determine exactly when there was a situation there, and as they say in the physio trade, a mechanism to see the injury. But the way he's got that left arm tucked up, would suggest there's an issue with that left shoulder.
Gee, that doesn't look good.
Either way, for a team that has so much potential, if they could keep everybody on the field at the same time, but injuries and suspension seem to play a role for the Roosters, especially over the past couple of seasons. And here, it's the double whammy, potentially, with Wairua-Hargreaves in the sin bin. Now, Joseph Suaalii leaving the field with an arm or shoulder injury. Wairua Soil will be on the case to bring you news on that situation as soon as possible, as Young will play it here inside the 20. Comes out to Nat Butcher, who works it forward. Play it there for Docker Clay. And here's Crichton. Three-man tackle. Heavy weather for the Roosters to work it away from their own end. Change in mood as far as this game is concerned. Lindsay Collins takes a carry. Done well to get through this period. Wairua-Hargreaves in the sin bin to limit the damage. And now it's Walker. His kick from inside their half. Down to Keanu Kinney. Brings it back ever so straight usually. Just wants to take those metres that are available to him with the speed that he has. And the Roosters now with 2.5 remaining while they're down to 12.
Yeah, very important for them to score a try. Well, they did get across the strike, but it was called back through Campbell. A knock on there. That's another big plus here for the Roosters.
He's making a tackle.
Pereira loses the ball on the way down. 2 on the tackle. I don't think I'd challenge this one.
Well, they are.
What? Captain's challenge by Titans coming into 3. I've ruled he's wrapping the arms around to make a tackle to lose carry.
I think I'm with him after seeing that.
It didn't look as though too many teammates, and the ones that count especially, were all that interested in a challenge.
Just looking to see if there's any stripping action from Zach Docker Clay if the ball's
There was one, and now we see this angle here. Docker Clay with his right hand around the armpit. He touched the ball, but was it a stripping motion?
No, I don't think so.
Just looking at all available angles.
You can make a case either way right here. Watch the right hand again, hits the ball.
Zach Docker Clay is just making a tackle and adjusting his grip. There's no clear stripping action on the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Certainly wasn't a classic cocking of the wrist and a ripping out of the ball. The tackle hadn't been completed.
Okay, guys, scrum.
So, yes, a pursing of the lips from the mad professor himself, Des Hasler, watching on. Probably ruining the fact they challenged there. Great mate, Greg Alexander, front rowers and wingers. He's never confident.
Never, doesn't like it.
Come on, let's go.
James Pereira proving Brandy's theory right there. We're midway through this opening half. There's a scrum win and a tip on, and the Roosters get too fancy once again on this left-hand side. A tip on goes to ground, and they turn it straight back over to the Titans with inside 2 remaining on the clock for Jared Wairua-Hargreaves' sin bin as we go downstairs to Eloise Sawyer.
Yeah, Jared Wairua-Hargreaves is back on the sideline, ready to come back in after that sin binning. But just an update on Joseph Suaalii. Originally, they had marked him to go for a HIA, but he's now been used as an interchange. And then Roosters medical staff has said it is a shoulder. We'll get more of that information and bring it to you soon.
Thank you for that, Eloise. As Fafita here gets through the tackle of Keary, but cleaned up by Angus Crichton. So early talk, a shoulder injury as far as the Roosters medicos are concerned for Joseph Suaalii. Foreigns kick high into the air. Tedesco looking up into the sun, takes the catch, but there'll be a penalty for the Titans being in front of the kicker and inside the 10.
I'll tell you what I am enjoying, the clash between Crichton and David Fafita. They've gone at it early in this game. Not one player given an inch so far. Inside the 10 metres that time, the Titans.
Okay, on the mark, guys.
Using that rush defence as we see a couple of times that the Roosters have spread the ball on their left-hand side, just rushing up, putting the pressure on. They've had the tip on for that side, that time. Inside the 10, Roosters get the football back. Nice and physical out there too. Hot day. Been a good clash so far.
And The Titans, helped by the sin-binning of Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, doing a nice job keeping the Roosters off the scoreboard after that early try to Angus Crichton after just 4 minutes. Here is Radley. Full-time right edge forward at the back end of 2024 as Keary floats across the field. Crichton for the left foot. This steams past Verrills, eventually cleaned up through the middle there by Beau Fermor. Quickish play the ball. Walker on the inside for Tedesco. Spinning but taking the tackle. Now, one more play here. Got the play across to Walker. He'll go with the bomb. Keary was there. Put down by Kinney. Back to Keary, who kicks out wide. What a piece of play for Dominic Young to score. That's amazing. What brilliance from Luke Keary.
Would they have got the ball back? It looked like it was touched there by a Titan player. Zero tackle. He just takes the odds there, Cleary. What a great kick across field. Dominic Young just standing there waiting for the ball. Let's have a look to see if this is touched by one of the Titans. I think Kenny gets a hand on the ball, otherwise it goes back. Look at that. Have a look at that. Dom Young puts his hand up and says, mate, there's no one out here. Just chip it over to me and I'll score. Got pulled back a little bit earlier, but not this time. It's clever play.
Just watch again. Manu goes through to contest it, and it looked like it was his touchback straight to Keary, so it still was the last. There wasn't a signal, I don't think, from the referee to say touch by Kinney. You saw the touchback there by Joseph Manu, and then Keary, the presence of mind to say it's still the last. I'll kick it out to the giant on the right wing.
Unbelievable too. And you saw him there. Dom Young just put his hand up and say, hey mate, little chip over the top here for me. I'm standing here all alone. The Roosters find another way to score there. Well done. Keary, tremendous play, good vision, experience, been around for a long, long time, premiership winner. And he just sums it up so quickly. The Titans were fighting their way back into the game too, and Warrior-Hargreaves has been off for the 10 minutes. They weren't able to score. I think you'll find he's just about back on.
Walker here. Push it out to an 8-point lead. Strike is a good one, but it fades away to the left-hand side. It'll stay at 10 points to 4. Down to you, Eloise.
Yeah, precision kick there from Luke Keary to set up Dominic Young for his 19th try of the season. And read into this what you will. Every Roosters player in history to have scored 19 tries in a season has won the premiership or played in a grand final. Roosters fans will certainly be hoping that one rings true as Dominic Young puts them ahead by 10.
That is a quite remarkable stat, isn't it? It's a big games to win, to keep that stat alive, but there you go. Keary with the kick. He and Walker combining 2 kicks in the 1 play. And points off the back of it. The play here to Tupou coming in for a carry. Stopped there by Verrills. Possession to this point of the game. Tells a story, doesn't it, as far as the scoreboard is concerned, and how the Titans haven't bank points when they've had the chance, especially against 12 men. Look at Tedesco step on this surface. He gets a chance when the game opens up, potentially in the second half. Look out, Walker. Here's Manu now weaving in traffic. Just like that, off the back of points, they've brought it back down here inside the 30. Huge meters for the Roosters. Walker showing it, comes out to Pratt. They came up very quickly, both Foran and Brimson. Oh, men on a mission, but they overshot the runway. Docker Clay from dummy half. Walker at the line. Grubbers perhaps for himself as much as anything. His best short kicking effort there, and Jojo Fafita ends up with the ball as Kinney works it away for the Titans.
Gee, he was under good alert there, Jojo Fafita. A little kick. I think it come off the inside, or the instep of the kick there for Walker. Didn't go right where he wanted it to go, but ended up getting the football back through some desperation there from Jojo Fafita.
Midway through this set, here is Khan Pereira. He's back towards the middle, gives it off there when Randall was set upon Good tackle by Tupanua. Back within range of the halfway line where Aaron Clark will play it. Foreign towards Dominic Young, again looking straight up into the sun. This bright, hot afternoon on the Gold Coast. Tedesco, off the back of 200 metres plus last week in the slop against the Eels. Going again so far today. Young across the field, looking for a carry.
Such a big body too, aren't they? They're both wingers. They both carry the ball at the back end of the field and great finishes.
Double play here. Keary showing it on the left-hand side. Johnson was a target, but he took the tackle, and now Warrior Hargreaves rested for 10 minutes, looking for action straight away. Last play here, and it's Walker to kick. More pressure here on Keanu Kenny. Tupou was there, lets him make the catch, and then drives into the turf pretty heavily. It's a firm surface, so almost impacts really that extra bit of sting in them this afternoon. Now a long ball out for Khan Pereira. He beats Manu, and now there's trouble. He coasts towards Tedesco. He's got Campbell there in support. Beats Tedesco. Young won't get to him, and Khan Pereira, he goes coast to coast.
Oh, that's unbelievable. What about that for an athlete? He slowed down. Tedesco come across to try and make the tackle on Khan Pereira, and then he beat the Tedesco tackle, and all of a sudden just exploded. What about that? Watching him in full front. I was just mentioning the wingers for the Roosters, but Khan Pereira, just watch the way he goes through here. Great play here from the Titans to spread the ball early in their own half in the tackle count. Watch him just cruise here. He's cruising for support, just back on the inside or the outside, beats the tackle, and then he takes off. The chase is on. Look at that. Just leaves Dom Young standing there. Khan Pereira, what a try. Individual brilliance.
And while ever the talk of a match race between the fastest men in the NRL won't go away on grand final day, honestly, this man is the hot pop. He has to be an odds-on favourite. And you can throw in whoever you like. Yeah, Jason Saab, Dominic Young, Hamiso Tabuai-Fido. This man has to be the quickest, well, and Des agrees.
And he's got another pace. Did you see the way he just cruised to get the support there? They couldn't make the tackle, and then he took off again. Just left them all standing. Great try for the Titans.
Number 22 for the speedster, Alofiana Khan Pereira. Going to set an all-time record as far as single-season try-scoring for the Titans that might well stand for a long time to come. It's 10 apiece here in a fascinating contest on the Gold Coast. Watch it again. They go out with a big shift. He picks it up 90, what do you call it, 93 metres?
Unbelievable.
Away, and he's in second gear here. He might have been back in first at one stage. He never hits top gear and just runs away from them so easily.
Yeah, they're just trying to shorten their defensive line up there, the Roosters. It's good play just to identify that and shift the ball. You have a look at their last man on the wing. Dom Young it was. He was 20 metres in field. Good vision there from the Titans to score.
They work it forward here with Eden Palacia out there, named in 19. Wasn't originally going to be a factor as far as the bench was concerned, but with Brimson taking the place of Sami, it gave Palacia the chance to join in. And now out on this left-hand side, they go to Kelly straight away. Runs towards Walker and also Manu. We have got a game on our hands here. With second place on the ladder up for grabs for the Roosters. If they're good enough, and now a mistake here with the ball just coming ever so slightly free from Beau Fermor.
Just have a look and see if Victor Radley comes in over the top and strips at this ball. Beau Fermor can't believe they've already lost their challenge. So
that's exactly right. And what it does, when you challenge early, whether you think you're right or wrong, obviously you think you're right if you're going to challenge, but if you're wrong, it just means that there's little bits of gamesmanship can come into it. And the opposition can have a couple of digs at a ball they may not normally in a situation like this. And Here they are getting a result, the Roosters.
Well, he scripted that ball. That should have been a penalty to the Titans. It was Victor Radley. If you had a look, 2 on the tackle, he came in and stripped.
Yep. And it would have been. And they had their challenge up their sleeve. So the Roosters from the halfway line. Let's see if they can get through a set. This into the field ball. Tupou just splits them. And there's a problem for the Titans back behind the play. Bit of friendly fire there. Dave Fafita left on the ground. Wairia Hargreaves takes it inside the 20. Gets worked over the top there by Verrills. Play on is the call. Keary to Desco. Tupanua. It comes to Tupou. He scores. They've blown some chances, but not this one. And off the turnover of possession, they begin at the halfway line and very quickly come out to the big man, and it's Tupou who plants it down.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier about turning the ball over to the Roosters. Again, we see the turnover, but it's right on the halfway line. This time they go down the left-hand side to score, and Tupou doesn't mess this up. I think that was a strip by Radley, but anyway, the Titans already lost their call. Look at this, they're starting to get a little bit fluent, something a little bit different. Tupanua, he knew straight away what to do to get the ball on the outside there. Good play from him. Takes a little bit of knowledge about the game to know when you've got to get that ball on nice and quick rather than take it on yourself. And Tupou, he don't need that many invitations to score. He was the man that made the break just a little bit earlier, a couple of tackles before, gets himself back out on the wing. And the Roosters too slick.
Nice work by Sitili Tupanua filling in for Joseph Swali'i, who's out of the game with that shoulder injury, which may be of some consequence as well. Try number 159 for Daniel Tupou, and it moves him inside the all-time top 10 tries in the Premiership, going all the way back to 1908. What a career it has been.
Unbelievable. Tupou doing great. No fanfare really with him because he's in a star-studded team, but what a finisher. How good is he at the back end of the field too, under the high ball and running the ball out of his own half. All-round game.
Sam Walker from out in the sideline. Arrow straight this one. He pushes them back out to a 6-point lead once again. The Roosters 16, Gold Coast Titans 10. We're 8.5 away from halftime in the first game of 2 here on the Sunday Ticket. Blockbuster coming up next.
Yeah, and the era's starting to mount a little bit for the Titans. A hot afternoon, as we've mentioned a couple of times. You can't afford to give these guys field position. There it is again. Tupanua did well. The knowledge just to catch and pass straight away. He knows this guy can finish.
Titans get us back underway. Kick right out here to the try scorer. Gives it off to Spencer Leniu, who runs into a fair shot there from Keenan Palacia. He gets up all smiles as well. Loves the contact as Leniu, but the Roosters get a penalty here. The Titans just a bit too keen there.
Yeah, they've done that a couple of times. Obviously, the game plan is get off your line and put some pressure on. They've given away a couple of penalties, but Spencer Leniu, what a man, just to lift that tempo just before half-time to come off the bench. Gets me up out of my seat too. I'm clapping when he's on it.
Another chance here. The next few plays as Wairia Hargreaves goes to ground, thrashing as he did. And now Walker bypasses Leniu, gives it off to Victor Radley. He's handled comfortably there by Clark and also Verrills. Docker Clay is Butcher, Keary. Goes to Crichton, who runs to the shoulder there. The defence. Lees Haas, who's also out there now for the Gold Coast Titans. Butcher off the right foot, went past Palacia. Haas couldn't clean him up. Walker's there in support. The Roosters are in again.
Well, they're relentless, aren't they? They had to hang on before half-time there, the Titans, to make it respectable, but the Roosters just keep playing. Nat Butcher through the middle, shrugs out of a couple of tackles, and Walker, with the awareness to back up on the inside, scores a try under the post. There's no stopping this Roosters side. Just have a look away. Butcher off the right foot, fend, changes the ball, beautiful pass back, great skills. And Walker right on the spot to score. You like that one. Look at that for a bit of footwork. Look at the fend right on the chest. Pushes away. Great strength shown. Then the ability to draw the fullback. And Walker can't believe his luck. Straight under the posts.
That was a great angle, wasn't it? The big right foot step in the first place to beat Keenan Palacia. And then the fend from Cleese Haas just held him at arm's length. And away he went. Nat Butcher linked up with this man to score right under the black dot. And just literally moments ago, it was 10 points all, and the Titans were in it up to their eyeballs.
Yeah,
and the Roosters get a couple of chances, and they are ruthless at times when they do complete their sets. I think they're the best attacking outfit in the competition on their day when they get through their sets of 6.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can't give them cheap ball to turnover. A lot of turnovers and errors from the Titans in the first half. And they'll make you pay.
Right in front, Sam Walker adds 2 more points. Yes, 5 left in this first half. The Roosters 22, Gold Coast Titans 10.
Sam Walker goes under the sticks in terms of his 7th try of the season. And this week, Trent Robertson said respectfully, I don't want to discuss Sam Walker's future contract. He hits the open market on November 1. All eyes are on playing finals footy, and those contract negotiations will be put off until the end of the season. But you can expect they'd want to lock down their halfback on a long-term deal.
Anything could happen, of course, and Sam has mentioned he will explore his options as far as what is out there on the open market, but it would be stunning if he wasn't re-signed by the Roosters. Here is Dominic Young. Ball there from Wairia Hargreaves, who's loving his work this afternoon. I'm not sure what he's going to make of the match review committee sheet when it comes out tomorrow morning. He's going to be a nervous front rower waiting for that email. Here's Lenu going sideways. He's ripping and tearing at Kieran Foran and also AJ Brimson. Right now, the Titans trying to muscle up here. The Dragons early on last week. In the end, it was a 32-16 result. With the Roosters here early on as well. Quickly, though, they find themselves down by 12, and they just can't afford to let another try in here before the break. Docker Clay comes out to Keary, who kicks towards the corner of the field. Jojo Fafita was there. We've got the pass from Kinney, who brings it back. Oh, Docker Clay there in the seat. Bounce back to his feet, so he's okay. Kinney out of dummy half. Don't forget, beyond full time, the Dragons and the Sharks are so much to play for at the bottom of the top 8. 7 of the 8 spots have been sealed. There's one place available. The Dragons, if they can win, are a long way to looking after that position. Here is Khan Pereira. Hit high here. Another chance for the Gold Coast Titans to come deep into attack.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of luck on their left-hand side, the Titans. They keep going there, keep catching the Roosters for numbers. Pereira there, a little hit over the top.
Have a choice.
Either Manu or Walker coming in a little bit late there. Just a little bit. Oh, geez, it's Walker. No swinging arm, but high. See the spray come off there.
That kind of afternoon, boy.
His own way to make a living.
Hot work. The Gold Coast here. The temperature in the high 20s is tackled there by Warrior Hargreaves. Now Foran finds Campbell looking for some space. Just about went through it as well. Close there between Walker and also Butcher. They're 30 metres out. 2 plays gone in this set. Clark showing it inside and out. Now he's hit high. Boy, there have been a number of high tackles from the Roosters in this game.
Yeah, Spencer Lenu that time. Clark, to his credit, gets straight to his feet. Titans with some sort of opportunity before half-time. Starting to get a little bit more ball now. If they're good enough, they should be able to score here. Make it respectable at half-time.
Play just outside the 10. Through Clark, now Foran. Look at Kinney, charge at speed there, straight towards Lenu, but he put the brakes on when Radley was also thereabouts. And Clark comes to Cleese Haas as the right-hand line free. Ooh, chance to offload. Hangs on to it. They've used up 3. In fact, they get a set restart on top of the line. Forward. Kenny! Stopped there. And a good tackle by Radley. Ball came back, though, to Foran. Here's Campbell off the left foot. Cut down by Docker Clay. Verrills from dummy half. Clark now. Foran. He had tackles up his sleeve. He'd like that decision back once again.
Well, he put the pressure on him too. Angus Crichton's probably been their best player in the first half for the Roosters. Put the pressure on Foran. Loves digging into the line. Did he come off that time?
You just sensed there was a kick there. Never got to it. Coughed it up. Roosters came away with it. Keary, he had counter-attack on his mind immediately there as he linked up with Tupou. As Radley plays it, boy, he made a big tackle. A defensive stand inside their own 20.
That's nice service out of dummy half from Docker Clay coming into the side. Nice cut-out pass there. Nice and clean and crisp from dummy half.
As Keary's kick will go down to Joe for feeder. Back to the 20. We're inside the 2-minute mark as far as this first half is concerned. Take you through all the drama, the highlights of this first half at the break, and there are some to get through as well. The big talking points, the sin binning being placed on report of Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, and now Jayden Campbell puts in an ad-lib kick. It goes towards Dominic Young. Carl Pereira keeps it in play, but he's beaten by Walker. Throws a dummy. He had Manu there. Chose instead to find Tedesco, who steps back towards the right edge. They can't stop him. Eventually, Campbell and Kelly combine. Oh, that was a rush of blood for Jayden Campbell.
Oh, there's always, yeah, he should have passed the ball to Walker on the outside there. They would have scored. Just trying to tap that ball, always dangerous against a fast-moving Roosters side. And they've got the chance now to close this right out in the first half.
Set restart. Walker is kicking a ricochet. It falls eventually. Knocked on is the call by the Titans.
Gee, Walker had a man on his outside. Should have passed, chose to throw the dummy. He would have been in for all money.
Well, he has backed himself all season. Invariably pulls the right rein. Well, that was a real, as I said, rush of blood from Jayden Campbell. I don't know that Carl Pereira ever knew that he was thinking a kick. He almost got lucky. Was grabbed by Walker. Tedesco still jinking and weaving. And then off the back of the kick, little knock on there from Cleese Haas it was, who was trying to clean up. And for a couple of plays here, Tedesco goes to Tupou. They'll need just the one play. Try number 160 for Daniel Tupou. And what an expensive mistake it was by Jayden Campbell to put in that kick and give the Roosters that chance.
Yeah, set play here from the Roosters too. Just have a look where Tedesco comes from, the other side of the ruck. They end up getting the numbers on the outside. Too easy, Tupou. But it's been the Titans' mistakes. When you have a look up at the scoreboard now, 26-10, you're thinking it hasn't been that dominant from the Roosters. They played pretty well, the Titans, but they can just pour on the points. It was 10-all only 15 minutes ago. Now have a look at the scoreboard.
Well, since 2013, the Trent Robinson era, the Roosters, when they score more than 20 points in the first half of a game, have only been beaten twice since 2013. Long odds on to go on and win this game. Let's take a look at the decoy there and that block shape on the left-hand side of the field, cleared by the bunker. And now Daniel Tupou, 17 tries, still there in the mix with Carl Pereira and others for the top try scorer, the Ken Irvine medal in 2024. Des has the papers being shuffled. In big black texter, he'll be saying, Jayden Campbell, no ad-lib kicks.
Yeah, sure we'll talk about that. People just trying to do something out of the ordinary there, the Titans. But as I mentioned, you can't do it against this Roosters side. They are so ruthless when you get turnovers or you make mistakes in your own half. And it's proven this afternoon. Every time they've made that mistake, they've made them pay. Far too good, far too slick.
So 5 tries to the Roosters. Hargreaves sin binned. Joseph Swali'i with potentially a serious shoulder injury. And Walker trying to bend it back. It'll stay out to the right-hand side, but at halftime here on the Gold Coast, it's the Roosters in search of second on the ladder. They lead the Gold Coast 26 points to 10.
Virtually unstoppable up against David Fafita. Need to play well in the second half if the Titans are any chance with the momentum the Roosters formed in the first half.
Well, they really found their stride in that 5 minutes before half-time. Presented a couple of chances by the Titans, which they did not waste. As Angus Crichton here will play it just short of the 30. Docker Clay from dummy half comes to Panua. Started the game in the middle of the field, now playing as the left centre for the injured Joseph Swali'i. Here's Waerea-Hargreaves. It's an arm free there, touched by the Gold Coast and backwards until that mistake by Chris Randall.
Titans and a knock on off Chris. Shot clock on.
So it'll be a knock on here and the Roosters will hang on to possession. Let's go down their stairs quickly to Eloise Sawyer.
Yeah, quick update from halftime from the Sheds. Let's start with the Titans. Too many mistakes. They need to show their intent here in the second half. David Fafita came from the field at the end of the first half. It was just the heat. He will be back in the game. As for the Roosters, they want to fix up their discipline. But the big news for the Roosters that Joseph Swali'i, they don't think his shoulder is as bad as they first thought. They think it's a really bad stinger. Don't be surprised if he comes back here in the second half.
Well, given the way he left the field with his arm in a jersey sling, if you like, that would be quite remarkable. At the moment they've got the ball, the Roosters, and it's Nat Butcher. Set up a cracking try for Sam Walker in that rush of points just before half-time. After half an hour, it was 10 points all. At the break, 26-10. Here's Leniu, just about away, losing the ball there. Trying to get back to his feet to play it quickly and turns it over back to the Titans.
Yeah, just trying to get to his feet too quick. Spencer Leniu just pokes his nose through, just tries to get up. They tackle him over the top again, loses the football, but both sides pretty ordinary start. Turn the ball over early in this second half.
Now you watch him make those carries, as he's done since coming onto the field at the back end of the first half. And while I think the Penrith Panthers have covered for most of the players they've lost over the past couple of seasons pretty well, there are times when you watch them play, you think, boy, they could do with Spencer Leniu back in a Panthers jersey. It's just that little bit of X factor that they're missing that the Roosters now have in 2024.
Yeah, there's no second gear. He hits the ball harder than anyone in the competition when he's running it, so they certainly miss him, especially off quick play the balls too. So damaging.
Aaron Clark will play it here for the Gold Coast. We played through this set. A mistake from Leniu. Forward pass here. Well, to get themselves back into this game, they just can't afford the cheap turnovers like that. Maybe they're a little fatigued as well as the Roosters here.
Well, that was the problem in the first half. Where they turned the ball over, there was 8 errors in the first half for the Titans, and there's 2 to start the second half. Just up nice and flat and fast. The ball goes forward through Verrills. So another turnover in field position too. A couple of times this has happened. The Roosters have made them pay straight away.
That they did at the back end of the first half. Daniel Tupou grabbed a double in the space of 10 minutes. Walker scored his try as well. And the scoreboard wide open. Tupou here playing it. Docker Clay. Service has been first rate from dummy half. Waerea-Hargreaves, good carry. Takes them down to the edge of the 20. And now Keary back on the inside. Leniu handled this time around. They'll play it there in the arms of Palacia. Keary, the players in motion around him. Walker shows it, goes to Joseph Manu. Take the tackle there of Jaden Campbell. And 5 out from the line. Docker Clay short side. Tedesco a dummy and he plants it down. There it is again. The Roosters getting a chance. Inside Titans territory. They don't waste it. And Tedesco brings up 4 points that pushes this lead out now to 20.
Yeah, this will be a good one for the Harvey Norman replay there. Straight up the short side, backs himself Tedesco. Got brilliant explosive speed off the mark, the show and go. They got caught flat-footed, slams the football on the line. There's enough chalk on that. And after another mistake for the Titans, turnover just over the halfway line. We mentioned how many times they make you pay. They're a wonderful attacking side. Tedesco does it all himself.
They're blessed with so much talent right across the field. Experience as well. James Tedesco pushing up towards 250 NRL games. He's done it all in the game. 13 tries in 14 games against the Titans. That's a healthy strike rate.
The other thing too, he looks explosive again. Like, might have been a little bit of fatigue earlier on in the season, but he's exploded now. That little bit of a rest after being left out of those last 2 Origin games. But he looks quick and dangerous.
Walker bending it back. Kick is a good one this time. And he makes it 32 points to 10. Well, there's trouble here for the Gold Coast if they don't muscle up. And there is the former Gold Coast Titans coach Justin Holbrook, an assistant for Trent Robinson in 2024, doing a fine job with their attack, no doubt. He was 6 wins and 7 losses when they sacked him here on the Gold Coast. In 2024, I know they're missing Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, but he's not going to make that much of a difference if they can't defend better next season than what they have for most of this season. And right now, the Titans staring at a record of 8 wins and 14 losses right down the barrel after Holbrook was sacked at 6 and 7. He might be enjoying things today, I'm going to say, Block.
Well, I think they've got a little bit of an extra push there for the Roosters coming up against the Titans because of him. Mate took it on the chin too. You didn't hear much fanfare. Surprised he hasn't got another job. That might be a coach in waiting there.
Expansion on the horizon in the NRL, Team 18. You never know. Radley here, almost at the halfway line. Butcher showing it back on the inside. And they're back in Titans territory once again. The meters have flowed from the Roosters attack in the last 15 or so minutes of game time. Either side of the break. Oh, mix up here. Jojo Fafita did well not to knock that ball on, and a mix up there with Keano Kinney.
It didn't look like there was any communication at the back there that time. Someone's got a call for the ball. It's mine. Make it nice and clear. He did well to handle it. Ended up with the foot there. Not another error there.
AJ Brimson playing at right centre for Phil Sami. And then the ball from Kelly up the back to Kinney. Like a mini version of James Tedesco, the way he hits it at speed and then steps as well. The Titans work it away. More play beyond this one. Kinney gets another chance there off an offload from Jaden Campbell. Barrels from dummy half will find Foran. He's kicked down towards the corner where Daniel Tupou is posted. Swing it back to the middle. Tedesco is there. Looks out towards Dominic Young. Shows it again. Takes the tackle eventually. And the Roosters begin just outside their own 20.
Well, he looks dangerous every time he's got the ball, Tedesco. Jumping and bobbing around.
There's Tupou. Once again, right to the shoulder there of Aaron Clark. Sunday night with Matty Johns. After the Dragon Sharks, the Sunday ticket here today. Special guest Sea Eagles star Luke Brooks and Nikita Zoo will join the show ahead of his big clash Wednesday night, a main event with Cohen Mazudia. The Butcher is back. Here's Keary. He puts it in the air. They'll carve up the Titans. Jojo Fafita makes the catch. Tupanua is there to take him to ground pretty comfortably. They're right in command of this game. They lead by 22, but they've jumped the gun here. A little bit too keen there. AJ Brimson thinking a quick tap, but you can't take a quick tap when they're inside the 10.
Plus you've got to take it on the mark.
That too.
Trying to get on with it. Play that up-tempo game against the Roosters here. They've got to somehow get themselves 20, 30 metres out so they can attack. It's been a little bit of a battle coming off their own line for the whole game, really, for the Titans.
Here they are. Gold Coast at the halfway line. 9 minutes into this second half. Police Stars will work it forward there to Rel May. The change card in hand out there in a moment for Trent Robinson. There's four on that right-hand side. Turns it underneath for Palacia. Verrills, the former Rooster, links with Kinney. Here he is again, doing that Tedesco impersonation, hopping and stepping. Clark, a bad one himself right there. He's only 10 metres out. In front of the uprights, 4 tackles gone. Foran was flat on this left-hand side, showing it. Nobody pushing up in support with him, though, so he takes the tackle. And they've got one more. Verrills comes back here for Campbell, who'll kick out towards the winger for Fita. Contest there with Tupou. Tilly Tupanua couldn't clean up, and this will be Titans points. Kinney was there, searching for the ball, gets the crumbs, and they do have 4 points.
And what about Kinney's balance there? Looked like he was going to go into touch, had to grab at the football. Just generally we see how good the Roosters are. Those crossfield kicks are cleaning up. The ball goes back. Tupanua can't clean up. Look at that, Kinney. Just turned on a dime. They need that.
He has been an absolute dynamo. Here he is, just pushing up there in case. Play to the whistle. He was the man with the energy across the field in front of everybody else. Just take a look at this again. Is there a hand or fingers there from Jojo Fafita in that contest?
Well, he got the glove. It was a good jump, wasn't it? They're both competing for the ball. It's hard to tell.
Does it go forward, though? If he did touch it, it does go towards the Roosters line. The bunker. Take a couple of looks at this. Let's see here. I couldn't make a definitive case.
Yeah, I think the biggest grab on the ball there, or the one he tried to hit it back there, was Tupou. So I think they might go with the try here.
They have confirmed it. They do bank the points there. Keanu Kinney. Well, he deserved that given what he did in the lead-up. And again, he's just been electric and keeping AJ Brimson out of the fullback role.
He's got magnificent courage, hasn't he?
Brimson has had, again, injury issues in 2024 that kept him off the paddock. Playing just his 13th game of the season today. But Kinney has been outstanding. Terrific kick from Jaden Campbell to convert it. They're back half the margin. 32-16 here with just on 28 minutes plus a few seconds remaining in this contest before we bring you the Dragons and the Sharks. A huge local derby right here on the Sunday Ticket. What the afternoon. Stunned at the Roosters support. Southeastern corner of the stadium, and the southern end in particular. Travelled up from Sydney. This is some latent support on the Gold Coast for the Roosters. By the way, red, white and blue in the stadium this afternoon. Here's Verrills, comes across to Aaron Clark. Takes it up towards the 40. Good carry there. Midway through this set. Down the left-hand side. Fergal will play it. Verrills. Here he is. Once again, the back end of the set. Play number 5. It's the fullback run in the modern game. Now Campbell to kick. Finds the belly of the ball. Awkward one to handle for Tupou. Does a nice job of it, though. Had quite the afternoon. 2 tries. He's at 160 now, all-time in his career, and entrenched in the top 10 of the all-time scorers.
Oh, unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, just a great finisher, as I mentioned. The Roosters, just to be interested to see their next couple of sets here. In front of the scoreboard quite comfortably, but the Titans have got themselves back in somewhat with that first try. Interesting to see their attitude here.
As May plays it, Clay will go the distance today. We'll wait and see. Sandon Smith on the bench for the Roosters, waiting for a chance. Get a cameo at some point, you'd imagine. It's Keary. We'll kick it here from inside the 40. Back there waiting for it. Jojo Fafita once again. Angus Crichton on his hammer, though. takes him down inside the 10. David Fafita, who left the field, as Eloise Sawyer told us just before the break, due to some fatigue. He's back out there now. It is a very warm afternoon.
Well, let's hope he's had a big rest now. Let's hope he can get himself into the game somehow. Or the Titans, he's going to go looking for the ball for Fafita. That run next to the ruck, but something needs to get him some early ball, a couple of past runners, get one-on-one. Needs to get involved early here.
7 carries for 51 metres, Dave Fafita, as he returns to the field here. Nice run by Fodawaker, looking for a set restart. Won't get one, it remains the last. And the kick from forward is fairly shallow, out towards Fafita, back infield, off the leg there of Bremson. Straight, though, to Tedesco. That could have gone absolutely anywhere. They got a bit fortunate there, the Roosters.
He loves it when he looks up to Tedesco and sees a broken line. The Roosters spread the ball early in the tackle count.
They're trying to get the Dominic Young there to the edge. And they get a penalty as the Titans are up inside the 10. Plenty of penalties here today.
Wait.
7-5 now, the penalty count to
Spencer,
the Gold Coast Titans.
Contact down there, shoulder.
That's Spencer Lenu, I think. Did he yell out there?
Shoulder charge. No extension of the arm there. Hard to argue that call. We won't see whether he has a case to answer as far as the match review committee is concerned. They will be nervous tomorrow morning, the Roosters, waiting to see what the story is for Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. Keary comes out to Butcher, who's hit himself around the shoulders or thereabouts by a former teammate in Verrills. Now Tedesco tipping it on. Tupouniua's pass, looks forward. Tupou runs to Kinney, back on the inside. A ball out the back there from Sandon Smith to Angus Crichton. There might have been a bit of fortune, though, for the Roosters, because the pass out wide did look forward.
Yeah, well done there by Tedesco, but just to tip that ball on. Tell you what's impressed me the most, the support back on the inside when they make the break. Have a look at the number of Roosters jumpers around the ball. Crichton gets the spoils. But they have been so impressive. Every time someone makes a break, they all line up. Tupouniua's pass was forward. Anyway, they won't call that back. Just have a look at the players in the Roosters jumpers around the ball. So much. Well, they just anticipate tries to be scored, so they're all up. Everyone with an ability to offload the ball. And that was a good pass to flick out the back. Sandon Smith, I think it was, that finished it there, and Crichton gets a try. He goes in for number 2.
Fresh on the field, nice flick out the back to Angus Crichton, who is gobbling up doubles in 2024, 3rd of the season now. What a year he has had, 2024. What a reversal of fortunes from where he was at the beginning of the season as a bench player, or not even in the 17, to playing for New South Wales, an Origin Series victory, and destined for a big campaign, barring injury or misfortune, between now and the finals. 36-16.
Well, they did the hard work to get the first try in the second half, the Gold Coast Titans, but I just think with the turnover, the amount of ball that they've got, the hot conditions, and the support that the Roosters have got when they make breaks, they'll start to wind this scoreboard over.
Big kick from Sam Walker, pushes it out there to 38-16 here. Well, they were nervous when the score was 10-all. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves was in the sin bin. It was all hands to for the Roosters. They then lost Joseph Suaalii, and anything could have happened, but boy, they have taken control from that point on, and they have put a scoreline on here once again. The best attacking outfit in the NRL leads by plenty, Eloise.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Angus Crichton opened the scoring here at Seabar Stadium, and he crosses for his 44th try of the season. And don't forget, all the action continues here on Fox League. We head down for that local derby. It's the Sharks and the Dragons in Wollongong following this game here on the Gold Coast.
Yes, what a beauty that's going to be. As the Roosters work it away. Joseph Manu here just beyond the 30. Still got 23 minutes of action, and another penalty for the Roosters. Well, the The Titans have just not got the tip. They just keep inviting the Roosters down to their end, the cheap way, the easy way, and they keep cracking off the back of it.
The great thing about the Roosters is how many contributors they've got to the game. Just everyone putting their hand up. So many skillful players in their football side. As I said, I think they might start to tick this scoreboard over. There's a good break there from dummy half there from Sandon Smith. Just been on. Flick passed out the back for Crichton's second try. So he's trying to get himself into the action here.
4 tackles gone. Now Smith finds Tedesco. Here is Tupanua, steps out of the tackles. Darren Brimson. Crichton has a hat-trick. Yes, count them off. 1, 2, 3. Angus Crichton brings up 3 here on the Gold Coast. We've got still a quarter of the game plus remaining. He might have visions of 4 or 5 here today. It's 42-16.
You can't believe his luck. They go that short side raid again. A couple of quick play the balls there from the Roosters. Tupanua goes straight through, gets the offload back on the inside. There they go. Just have a look at him backpedaling here. Tupanua beats the tackle. Crichton standing there minding his own business. He goes for number 3. Look at that. He counts them too. Starts off on the inside, runs the decoy run, and just stays alive back on the inside. Tupanua beats the tackle. Crichton gets the ball, fends away, and watch him count these.
Second career hat-trick. Last one came back in 2017, playing for the Rabbitohs against, guess who? The Gold Coast Titans.
Oh, was it? How good has he been this afternoon? Unbelievable. Big back rower. Had a great Origin series.
Well, the haircut is working for him. It's very aerodynamic. He's powered his way to the line pretty comfortably a few times, especially the last couple have been served up on a platter to him. 2 tries in the space of 3 minutes, 3 in total. We've got a long way to go here, Blocker, and this could really get away from the Gold Coast if they're not careful.
Well, they're in the mood, aren't they? Especially when you see them all pushing up. There's a conversion missed by Walker. Filthy on himself. The way they push up around the ball, they're expecting to make breaks every set of 6. And here's his hat-trick here. Just picks up the spoils to score his first one.
Yeah, that one was barely a metre. This one he ran maybe 1.5 metres, so that's a total of 2.5 metres. And then right here, he went about 3 right there. Doesn't get much easier than that, but they all count exactly the same. 3 for Angus Crichton. It's tattoo 2024 because it's been so good to him. Here's Dominic Young up above the back. Like a rebounder there, playing in the NBA, just bringing down a board.
They tried something a little bit different. That's a great take by Young. I'll tell you what I'd be doing, trying to kick right to the corners and make them work the ball off their own line. They're up over the halfway line already, second tackle.
I know they're playing a team that is well outside the top 8. While we're looking at the top 8, the Roosters moving into second on the ladder. Right now, off the inside pass from Keary keeps it alive. They've leapfrogged the Penrith Panthers off the back of their loss. Penrith, that is, in the nation's capital yesterday. Sandon Smith from dummy half. Comes back to Keary. Crichton is the man at the moment. They just keep giving him the ball, trying to feed him tries. Walker finds Terrell May. They want him to go straight. He had other ideas. And, well, here's a good idea. Tedesco out to Tupou. Back on the inside for Tupanua. Sandon Smith couldn't clean it up.
Yeah, just he's lost his balance there, Daniel Tupou, with the pass back on the inside. The idea was right.
Shot clock on.
Again, we see the Roosters just all get on board. Tupou will be a little bit upset about with himself there. Again, just caught him short on their right-hand defence. Tupou just trying to get that ball back on the inside. As I mentioned before, look at all the Roosters' white jumpers around that ball, all desperate to score.
Well, they are in a mood now. An hour gone. Jamin Jolliffe, a change card in hand, about to return to the action. All changes up their sleeve after they make that change. As Kelly here, played inside the Titans 20. From Smith, Steve Roach, Louise Sawyer bringing you all the action. Seabus Super Stadium. Well, spring has arrived early. There's a spring in the step. The Sydney Roosters here at the back end of the season. They've won their last 3 and 7 of their last 8. Another 4 in a row here this afternoon. We're trying to do that comprehensively as Fermor has stopped 10 short of the halfway line. And the Roosters have the Raiders and the Rabbitohs to finish with.
Yeah, he might have an extra speed. He set Angus Crichton here this afternoon. A little bit more motivation. You remember they tried to sign David Fafita, and then he reneged, and then they signed Crichton. So maybe you're trying to show to the coach, you should have signed me straight off the bat.
Lindsay Collins is back out there. He lost on Angus Crichton. Young. This is off the tackle there of Campbell, cleaned up by Verrills. Now Sandon Smith. Connor Watson, of course, would have been a choice as a backup dummy half today. He hadn't been concussed last week. Now, Tedesco reeling back there in the tackle of Cleese Haas. He's okay, though, for a moment. It was heart and mouth stuff for the Roosters. Kick here all the way down to the goal line. Terrific one to Khan Pereira, who ran 93 metres for a solo effort try in the first half. That really got the crowd going.
Well, it did. It should have got the Titans going too. They did a little tough work. Scored the first time in the second half, but really been battling to get off their own line or out of their own half. That's been the problem. A lot of one-out running now. Fatigue starting to set in. And the Roosters really got a sniff of it here to put on a lot more points.
Went wide to Kelly, who was under pressure from Manu, so he dumped it out the back to Khan Pereira. Plays a 25 out from his own line. Oh, Kelly coughs it up, and now Sam Walker down the sideline. Comes back to the middle, throws a Sam Walker pass straight to Terrell May. Back here to just outside the 20. So the Roosters another chance. Full set up their sleeve. Butcher. Here's Keary, this left edge. Just carving inroads into the Titans at will in this second half. Tedesco's almost lost the shorts. Not the first time that's happened in his career. Maybe not the 1000th either. Lindsay Collins inside the 10. Smith finds Walker. Short ball there for Radley. Good stop by Kelly, who forced a mistake. You could hear the contact coming through our effects microphones.
Yeah, he made the conscious decision to get up there and put some pressure on. It's an amazing game too. You know, when you have a look at it, like Joseph Manu, relatively quiet here this afternoon. So many other stars for the Roosters. So look out when he gets into gear too, and they get him a little bit more footy. They've played predominantly on the left-hand side. He plays right centre. Hasn't had that many touches here this afternoon.
The change about to be made by Des Hasler, another former Rooster as well, in Isaac Liu, who, it's intriguing, week after week just gets these cameos at the back end of a game. Today looks like he's going to get 15 minutes or thereabouts. He's played less than that at times. He's come onto the field well after the 70th minute at times in their second half of the season for the Titans. It's curious.
It's a bit of a weird one. You'd think you'd get a couple of runs, wouldn't you? You think you'd be just going to stroke at half-time or 2 minutes before. You get a run in the first half and then waiting to the 70th minute to get them on.
It's almost as though he's just there for insurance in case they lose a middle in their rotation early in the game. But they've got it back here in Roosters territory. Just outside the 40 is Verrills. Will feed it. Rooster and Isaac Liu. This left-hand side where Campbell finds Kelly. A pass that went to ground, and Keary is there. Well, they have just been fruit out of season, haven't they, for the most part of this second half?
Well, it's just, as I mentioned before, that errors starting to mount. That's 12 errors in the game, and these sort of conditions, quality football, you can't afford to give it to the Roosters. They'll make you pay. Another turnover too. It's a field position they've been gifted. And here they come again.
Butcher taking it across the halfway line. Mention the run they have home with the Raiders and then the Rabbitohs. Both teams outside the top 8 at the moment, as are the Titans. Here he comes across to Tupanua. Tupo wants it. Tupanua, they will just run away from everybody. Well, hasn't he still got some toe? Satili, Tupanua down the sideline. They enjoyed that up in the coach's box. He might get a job on the wing between now and the grand final before he finishes his time with the Roosters after a display of speed like that.
Yeah, I think they were expecting him to pass the ball back on the inside here. Kieran Foran coming across to make the tackle. Tupanua backs himself, gets on the outside. There's Foran thinking the ball's going to go back on the inside to Tupo. Tupanua just takes off. Just caught him with that, just that little hesitation there. You watch Foran there, just stops. Can't match it with him. Tupanua goes in.
Keanu Kenny was the last line of defence, and he had eyes for the support players back on the inside because he figured that Kieran Foran had Satili Tupanua covered. Satili had other ideas. Just found the turbo boost there. Ran away from everybody. Tremendous show of speed. Watch them enjoy this. Hey, what about that? I knew that sprint training would work in the lead up to this game, says the coach.
It's amazing the mindset too, that he would have thought that he was playing in the back row here this afternoon when he come on. Plays in the centres, changed the mindset. Walker converts.
That's a big scoreline now on the edge of bringing up a half-century here on the Gold Coast. 48 points to 16. The 2024 NRL and NRLW Telstra Premiership Grand Final. It's on sale now. Last year's Grand Final, well, it was up there, wasn't it? One of the best of all time. You don't want to miss the action this October. Sunday, the 6th of October at Huckle Stadium. Get your tickets now. NRL.com/tickets. The Roosters be there. At their best, there is absolutely no reason why they can't be there. They keep everybody on the field, especially. Maybe that's the key. The other key is matching it with the teams in the top 4. Mentioning their run home before, they've got the Raiders and also the Rabbitohs over the last couple of rounds. They are yet to win against the Sharks, the Storm and the Panthers in 2024. They're 0 for 4 against the other teams in the top 4. That's the only question mark about them as we head towards the final.
Yeah, I think it's going to be all about timing and being nice and fresh and fit. That's going to be the thing about the Roosters. Big games, big match players. I think they'll be there and about.
Spencer Leniu stays on his haunches here. The contact there from Jamin Jolliffe around the jaw or thereabouts. And will be placed on report. A bit of force in that one as well for a player who was already well held. You can understand if the bumper got involved in that situation there, that's the one where it's very avoidable, and the contact could be seen to be enough of a forceful tackle. And a player who didn't need to be hit like that could end up in the sin bin.
It looks like you might be talking, we're going to go head bin here, just talking about a little bit of a jarred jaw there. He's asking the trainer to have a look at him. I think he's real happy about going off. Jared will make a reappearance. I think Spencer Leniu was too happy about that.
It'll be game over for Spencer Leniu, unfortunately. 11 minutes remaining here. He's okay. Again, that's the tackle that should end up with a player going to the sin bin, because that was very avoidable.
And it's third man in too, just a swinging arm over the top.
Nothing more than a penalty and being placed on report there for Jamin Jolliffe, who's here to make the tackle of Lindsay Collins. We're 10 minutes plus away from full time. The Dragons and the Sharks, 8th place, still there for the taking. That final spot in the top 8, and the next 80 minutes we see beyond these here today will go a long way potentially to working out what's going to happen.
tipping there'll be a bit of feeling in that game.
Might well be. Shane Flanagan lit the fuse earlier this season. The Sharks, the first of the derbies, too good for the Dragons. See if they can return serve. Sandon Smith out of dummy half there, almost beats Kinney and Fafita. Here is Keary, out the back, Walker, quick hands, Tedesco over the top. Not a great bounce there, knocked on by Joseph Martin.
Yeah, the Roosters hungry for points too, 48-16. Just trying to force the issue a little bit there. Tedesco might have been better off taking the tackle, just tried to throw the miracle ball over the top. They can't handle it.
No dispute there as far as the call is concerned. Mention the Dragons and the Sharks. The boys are warming up down at Wollongong. Should be a full house. What a game it is today between these two sides. That is next right here on the Sunday Ticket on Fox League, live and ad-free during play. Titans work it away from inside their own 20. Verrills here for O'Fermore. Just have been blown off the park. Scoreline at half-time. After it was 10-all, with half an hour gone, Tupou scored to set off an avalanche of points for the Roosters. And they put on a further 38 points to 6 from that point on. Joel. There is Campbell. Manu out of the line quickly, looking to shut down the will-o'-the-wisp 5'8". Now Kinney finds for it. Passes down for feeder. Oh, Daniel Tupou there, up in the face of A.J. Bremson. Contact was a little bit too high. Apologies there from Daniel Tupou. Boy, there have been so many penalties for high tackles today.
Hasn't there? Made the decision to come in and just close that down. Oh, geez. Caught the bicep there, a little bit high. Penalty sufficient, by the look of it. Tupou knows he's hitting a little bit high, tries to help Brimson to his feet.
Very different scenario to what we saw from Jamin Jolliffe a moment ago. He also, though, will be placed on report. More than that, as the Titans find the line. They'll have it here 40 out from the Roosters line. From Brimson, it comes to Dave Fafita. Hargreaves is there to meet him. So is Angus Crichton and Satili Tupanua. They are a big athletic side, the Roosters. Set restart.
I reckon Crichton might have had a little word in his ear there. Been a good contest so far. Crichton winning by unanimous decision.
Yes, it's a knockout. What we've seen here this afternoon. So Liu plays it exactly square. Play on. Kinney comes through Jolliffe. Looks out towards Foran. Bulldog to ground eventually there by Lindsay Collins. Plays it. Verrills for Kinney. Still trying right to the end. Everybody else almost hands on hips there. Kinney looks for somebody to push up in support. Nobody was motioning towards him. Jolliffe now for Fodawaker. Foran, Campbell. Catch there, grabbed by Bremson. Hands it off to Kelly, who kicks for himself. Crichton got a touch on it and unfortunately went back to the Roosters through Collins, who then decided to try and pass it to JWH.
Yeah, just nothing going their way. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, the fatigue has really set in, the amount of defence, but the Roosters are so hard to tackle. They come at you that hard, it just takes it out of you. Trying to put the pressure on Rura Hargreaves there. Maybe he'll take that all day. He loves that sort of stuff.
Well, if you dish it out, you've got to take it. He's done that for a long, long time, hasn't he? Here's a kick from inside the 40, well inside the 40. Crosses the 30-metre line there. Well, Kiri will be happy to use up some time on the clock here at the end of an energy-draining day on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, their halves are clever, aren't they? Sam Walker and Cleary, they always come up with the right play, exactly what's needed at the right time. Takes it out of you too. Turn around and chase right back. I know you're going to get the ball back, the Titans, but they've been under the pump here.
Once again, there is the Roosters run home. Raiders next week. Allianz Stadium. They finish at Accor Stadium in round 27 with the big derby against the Rabbitohs, who are at either ends of the Premiership table. But now that they're in second place on the ladder, the 2 wins will see them seal that position. A massive chance in this Premiership, quite obviously. And again, we'll be nervous tomorrow morning, waiting for the charge sheet to come out from the match review committee to see what they say about that tackle by Jared Waerea-Hargreaves on Sam Verrills. Here is Verrills, out of dummy half, running a long way. Space in behind the play the ball. Just outside the 20. Play it to Kinney, who comes across to Foran. Kick out wide for Joe Fafita to go up against Daniel Tupou, who makes a good catch. He's taken to ground there by A.J. Brimson.
A little bit lucky to make that tackle there, Brimson. Would have been upfield. Tupou just trying to push out of that tackle. Just to see how the attitude of the Roosters are to finish off this game. 5 minutes to go. Will they just keep playing? Or they just shut up shop, kick to the corners?
Waerea-Hargreaves runs towards the tackle there of Jolliffe and also David Fafita. Keary. Manu switching out to the left-hand side. A little tip on there for Tupanua, who's played a lot of minutes today, filling in for Joseph Suaalii, who, as we heard from Eloise Sawyer, stunning news that they think the shoulder problem isn't as bad as first feared, and there was some talk that he may even be back on deck here this afternoon, where there was no need to take any risk given this scoreline. Here is Kenny. Khan Pereira, look out, gets away from Walker, runs towards Tedesco, makes a good tackle there. He already has 2 this afternoon, Khan Pereira. Fermor pushing up in support. Kelly was there. The pass gets knocked down.
Kenny, he's electric, isn't he? Backs himself. Also showed some good skill here with that fair break here. Able to get the football. Khan Pereira in open space again. Tedesco does a good job. Tries to beat him on the outside. Tedesco just gets in front. There's the hand there by Dom Young.
He was coming, sorry, they were trying to tell me, Smithy. Roosters challenging the decision, knock on by Dom Young.
He's saying that he might have got his hand and tried to knock it back, but it'll take a bit of time.
He was trying to tell me, he gets me.
Time is of the essence. At almost 5 minutes to 4 on the East Coast. The big game coming up.
Passed by Bo Fermor, and the right hand of Dom Young contacts the ball towards the opponent's dead ball line. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Scrum, guys.
Charge the Roosters with a frivolous challenge there.
Thanks, good.
Let's go, guys. Unsuccessful.
There'll be some sort of sanction for a frivolous challenge. 3 minutes to go and you lead by this margin. 32 the difference.
Shooting the other teams on the attack too, in that sort of field position, 10 metres out, but just able to regroup now. The Roosters, that little bit of time. There's no way they're going to win that challenge.
You should be made to put some money into the referee's end of season party fund, perhaps, if you come up with a frivolous challenge. Here is Kelly, runs towards Manu, gives it to Khan Pereira. He dives in for another one. He's got a hat-trick here today. What a season he's having on this left wing, scoring try after try and setting a huge tally at the top of the race for the Ken Irvine medal.
Yeah, off the scrum base again. Kelly shows great strength. Get on the outside of his man in Manu. Beats the tackle, shrugs away from it, gets the offload. Pereira with a good finish. Been a good battle between these two this afternoon. Kane Pereira, he don't need any invitation.
Second hat-trick of his career. Most he's ever scored in the game is 4. And great work by Kelly. Little battle there with Joseph Manu. And then, like a sugar glider, flying through the air, planting it down untroubled there. Knew exactly what he had to do. He's as good as anybody in the league. Those moments, flying and planting in the same motion. And his third try makes it 48 points to 20. His lead now over Dom Young is 4 in the race to the Ken Irvine medal. Good kick from out wide. Jaden Campbell converts and makes it 48 points to 22, Eloise.
Yeah, that is Khan Pereira's 43rd try of the year for the 22-year-old. And as you said, keeping Dominic Young at bay for that Ken Irvine medal. Obviously, Dominic Young won it last year. As for the crowd here at Seabus Stadium, 19,286 fans, both filled with Titans and Roosters. To see these two in action, they'll certainly be pleased with that one as the Roosters get back to 22 points.
Absolutely right there. 43 tries in his career now for Khan Pereira. This is game number 42. He's ahead of the strike rate. The Dragons and Sharks, they're next. Stay with us right here on the Sunday Ticket. Fox League, the only place to see them ad-free during play as Isaac Liu brings it back out here to play it just inside the 20. Now Kinney. I don't know what his breakfast on game day consists of, but whatever it is, they should hand it out to everybody at the Titans because he's just been tremendous and I think comfortably their best player all season.
Yeah, he's got unbelievable energy, hasn't he? Always gets himself involved in the game. As I mentioned, last week he ran for 342 metres. It's unbelievable.
There he is again at dummy half. Comes to Waker. Dave Fafita here. Go in behind Isaac Liu, couldn't do that, so the bookends. Both Collins and Waria Hargreaves stop him here. Last tackle for the Gold Coast. Running a long way here before he puts a kick in, bump to ground. Tedesco, awkward one to handle in the corner of the field, so he lets it bounce. And he'll bring it back, takes on the tackle there of Waker, who was up around the shoulders, and no more, says the referee. I think the Roosters skipper might disagree with that.
He's having a laugh about it too, Tedesco. That one was a little bit high. Oh, there's Fafita. Trying to bridge up a little bit late in the game. Might be a little bit too late.
Fullback once again. Played for Sandon Smith. So tick down towards the 60-second mark. Terrell May standing. Good chances off the bench here in this second half. Showing it back on the inside, running towards Fafita. He's thereabouts trying to wrestle him to the ground and manages to do so. But another smile from the veteran, the 300 gamer. Goes down to Joe Fafita. Looks up, sees a line of Roosters defenders right in front of him. So the task today was to come to the Gold Coast and win here to push themselves into second place on the ladder. Just the one game remaining this afternoon in round 25. So mission accomplished for the Roosters. Now we'll see what they do in the weeks ahead. Next week at Allianz. Let's hope the plug has been pulled from the drainage. The field's in good order. They take on the Raiders in round 26 and then they finish with that derby against the Rabbitohs. But the questions will remain until we get to finals time, how they fare against the other teams in the top four. They are 0-4 against them. Here's Verrills. Titans with one more play to finish it out. On an energy-draining afternoon on the Gold Coast. Foran comes out towards Dave Fafita. He'll take them on, runs all the way to the sideline. Hail Mary over the top, ends up in the arms of Satili Tupanua, who had quite the game filling in the centres, but at full time the Roosters way too good. They're in the top two. They've taken down the Titans 48-22.